Here we go. Okay, so doing solving now. Thanks for tuning back in. Make sure it's running. Is it running? Uh-oh. I don't see. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so solving. So solving, again, you want to get a common denominator. Remember, check for extraneous solutions. That's the exclusions part. So number 14, we do have an exclusion and x can equal 0, so make sure our solution's not that. So number 14, that x just needs to become a what? An x squared. Remember, try this on your own, then watch the videos to see how you did. So we get x squared, and so now we have a common denominator. So if we basically multiply the whole shabuzi by x squared here and here and here, it's going to cancel with this x squared, and this x squared. Whoa. So it's just going to cancel with all those x squareds, and so then we just have to solve the top. So 5 equals 1 plus 1 times x is just x. Minus 1 to the other side, we get 4. So x equals 4. See how easy these are? Not too bad. Not too bad solving. So we do want to factor this one to get a common denominator. Ooh, they both single factoring now because we don't have a third term, do we? We don't have like a plus 4 or anything. We don't have a third term, so we're just going to have to pull out a GCF, which is an x. And so when we pull out that x, we're just left with an x plus x's cancel and 8. So that's actually x times x plus 8. This one is also x times x plus 8. So what are we missing in the middle? X times x plus 8. You got it. So we're going to times that with that x. If you multiply it to the bottom, you have to multiply it to the top. So as long as our answer is not x equals 0 from this guy, and if our answer is not negative 8 from this guy, we don't have any extraneous solutions, right? Because if the solution matches with the exclusion, it's an extraneous solution. It doesn't work. Okay, awesome. So now we have a same common denominator, so we can eliminate the bottom. And then we go ahead with the top. So we get 7x minus, let's do it over here for more room. So we get 7x minus 42, awesome, is equal to 1 times x and 1 times 8, so just x plus 8. And then plus 1. Cool. So then we want to solve for x. So we're going to minus x to the other side. So we have 6x. And we want to go ahead and add 42 to the other side. And so that's a 9 plus 42, I think, is 51. Wow, this is going to be an odd answer. That's okay. So divide by 6, divide by 6. X equals 51/6 is our answer, which is not 0 or negative 8, the exclusion. So we're okay, right? Because it doesn't equal those. That's good. Cool. Okay, so then jumping down here to number 16. What if you have one that doesn't have, just has a whole number, 6? How do we get a common denominator there? Do you remember? Do you remember? So we go ahead and divide it by what? Any whole number can be written over 1. And now we just need an x plus 7, so we times it by x plus 7. And if you times it in the bottom, you have to times it in the top. So that's going to multiply through there. So now, as long as we don't get an exclusion of negative 7, we're okay. So now we go and eliminate the bottom. So we get x plus 3 plus 6 times x is 6x. And 6 times 7 is 42. Equals 4x minus 20. Awesome. There we go. So then, there we go. And so now we're going to go ahead and combine like terms and solve for x. So this x and this x makes 7x. This 3 and this 42 makes 45. Equals 4x minus 20. Get all the x's on the same side. I think if I minus 4x to the left, then we'll keep that x positive, which is always nice. So 7 minus 4x is 3x. And then we'll minus 45, minus 45. And that's going to be negative, wow, negative 65. That doesn't look as pleasant. Pleasant view. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So we get x is equal to negative 6/5. What a funky answer as well. Okay, so this one, number 17, as long as x doesn't equal 0 from up here, that's our exclusion, and negative 8 from here, then that's also our exclusion. So as long as we don't get 0 or -8, then we'll be okay with our answer. Now, how do we get a common denominator here? We're just going to have to multiply them by each other. What do you mean? Well, there's nothing really in common there. So we're going to go ahead and multiply each of these x plus 8s with, multiply with an x, because it's missing an x, missing an x. And then this x isn't missing an x because it's right there, but it is missing an x plus 8. And so we're going to go ahead and multiply x plus 8 to the bottom and the top there. Cool. So now, get the fly swatter gun thing with salt. We're going to go ahead and eliminate that. So x plus 8 times 1 is x plus 8, plus 2 times x is 2x, equals 1 times x is just x. Cool. So then let's combine like terms. X and 2x is 3x, plus 8 equals x. And then we'll go ahead and minus this x over to this side. So that goes away, becomes a 0. What the? Minus the x, not an 8. Minus the x over there. And then we'll go ahead, so that's going to be 2x plus 8 equals 0. And then we'll minus the 8 with that 0 there. Wow, sucking at writing 8s. I'll practice better, sorry. So then we get 2x is equal to -8. What was that? I don't know. Divide by 2, divide by 2. We get -8 divided. Oh. What the? -8 divided by 2 is -4. Is our answer? So -4 is our answer. And if you really wanted to plug it back into the original, you would see that it works because that's 1 over -4. And then 2 over -4 plus 8 is 8 minus 4 is 4. And then, oh, that's supposed to be a plus symbol, sorry. And then on this side, you get 1 over x plus 8. So 1 over, if that's a -4, 8 minus 4 is 4. Cool. So that works. Look, 2/4 with the -1/4 is 1/4. So yep, -4 does work as our solution. So x equals -4, which is not extraneous because it's not one of our exclusions. Awesome. Okay, so then we got number 18 going on next. And then do the word problems your favorite? Okay, so we need to go ahead and get a 6? Yeah, we'll get a 6 there, get a 6 there. X can equal 0, remember? And then, let's see, this one to become a 6 and an x squared, we need a 3 and an x. So multiply it by a 3x. And then that becomes a 6x squared too. And so we eliminate the bottom now. 1 is equal to 3x times 1 is just 3x. Good. So 1 is equal to 3x minus 6 times 2 is 12. Cool. So then we'll add 12 to both sides. Funky answers. We get 13 and 13. Good. And then equals 3x. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. Wow. 13/3 is our answer. Jump over here. This doesn't look as bad as it looks. I promise it's not that bad. So let's see. We have an x in common. So when we pull that out, we're left with x squared minus x minus 20. And then that one factors more. 20. What are factors of 20? So that's right. 5 and 4. 5 and 4. Factors of 20. -5, +4. Sweet. So this big shabuzi is the common denominator, Don't have to multiply those at all. But this side does have an x in common that we can pull out. And so now we see that we have an x, and we have an x minus 5. We have an x, and we have an x minus 5. So it's the x plus 4 that we're missing. So we're going to go ahead then and do that x minus 4, and then we have a common denominator, or x plus 4, sorry. And then we have a common denominator. See, that wasn't too bad. Now, make sure that our exclusions don't equal our -4 and our +5 and our 0. So as long as our exclusions don't equal any of those, we'll be okay, as long as our solution. Whoa, that was fun. That was fun too. It's so fun. What the? Sorry. Okay, don't know what's going on there. Okay, excellent. That was weird. Woo and woo. Okay, so then as long as it doesn't equal those, our solution will be okay. Okay, so we have a common denominator. Common denominator. Cool. So now we just have x squared. This is kind of a harder one you'll see on the test. Minus 5 minus 1 is equal to 1 times x plus 4 is just x plus 4. Good. And then we'll go ahead. I see that squared there, which means two solutions. So we're going to minus x to this side. So that gives us x squared plus 3x. And then minus 5 and minus 1 is a negative 6. And we're going to go to minus 4 more with those. So that'll be a negative 10. So we are going to get two solutions from this. We're going to get x and x. And then 2 times 5 is 10. And we want a positive 5 and a negative 2, because 5 minus 2 is 3. Cool. And so lucky for us, that was almost going to be a problem. But when we set them both equal to 0, then we do get our answers to be opposite sign. So x equals not a negative 2, but a positive 2. And then we have minus 5 to both sides. Remember that part? So we get x equals a negative 5 is our other solution, which is not our exclusion. Whew! Not our exclusion. Negative 5 is okay. Cool. So those are our answers there. Awesome. Okay, so one last video with our word problems. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.